What's up, Bulls Nation? My name is Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know on this channel, we love to react to articles. And we've got an article here that I found that I thought would be a very interesting topic of discussion, and it's about a young player in the name of Patrick Williams potentially getting some all-star recognition this upcoming season. Now, again, if you're talking about bold predictions, that might be the boldest prediction I have seen yet for the Chicago Bulls and for some fans to actually believe. So we're going to discuss what I think about Patrick Williams getting some all-star recognition in this video. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe depending on where you are watching from, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls, Patrick Williams getting some all-star consideration or recognition in this upcoming season. Now, there are a couple of reasons as to why people have said stuff like this, and there's actually some key things that they mentioned here that I feel like is important to discuss. And the first one is simply put, blind faith. Again, a bold prediction, but it's just that people have faith in this situation happening. Now, I guess to answer that question, do I have faith that Patrick Williams can get all-star consideration this upcoming season? And I hate to burst people's bubble here, but my answer is no. I don't think Patrick Williams will get any all-star consideration this season. You have to look at what it takes to be an all-star. And basically put, the majority of the All-Stars are elite scorers in this league, are the 20 to 25 point per game scorers that brings wins to the table as well. It's very, very, very unlikely that you become an All-Star by averaging 10 to 13 points a game, maybe even 15 points per game, and your team is still winning and playing some basketball and stuff like that. So, you know, it's not impossible. You look at guys like Rudy Gobert, who is probably a guy that averages around 13 points per game, I would assume, but is one of the best defenders in the center position in recent history. Then yeah, you could probably put yourself in that category as a all-star candidate or get some all-star recognition. But basically, if Patrick Williams is going to average that 10 to 13 point per game range, you're basically expecting him to be the best defender in the league at that point to be considered an all-star. And as much as I'd love to see Patrick Williams become an all-star one day, as much as I believe he will become an all-star one day, or at least be in the category where it's a discussion point, this upcoming season, I can't see that being the case. We have too many scoring powers on this team. We have again, we have Zach LaVine, we have DeMar DeRozan, we have Nikola Vucevic, and those are players that I see being in this Bulls team past the All-Star game. So I can't sit here and say with good conscience that I believe and I have faith that this season will be the season for Patrick Williams to become an all-star. Maybe next season, maybe in a couple seasons' time, when this team will probably look a little bit different than how it looks right now. But the way this team is currently looking, again, I can't see him being an all-star this season. You're asking him to be the best defender in the game, essentially, if you want him to be considered in an all-star level category. Plus, you're expecting him to burst out offensively, which we all know is going to be easier said than done with the way this Bulls team is currently constructed. But let's wait and see. I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong, but I don't think it is this season. And I don't mean that to disrespect Patrick Williams. Again, I believe Patrick Williams has a lot in the tank. He's still extremely young. What is he, 22 years old? The guy's got the whole career ahead of him. Let's not try and rush him into being an all-star this season. He's in a contract year. You do expect him to perform in a contract year, but let's not, I guess, say all-star or nothing, or, you know, let's not say he deserves the consideration when he simply might not be at that level just yet. Give him more time and see what he could develop into. There were other things as well that they mentioned outside of the blind faith, which, to be fair, if you have faith, that's fine. Again, and having faith is not an issue at all for anybody. If you have faith that he can be an all-star, I really hope he does become an all-star, but I don't have faith he can become an all-star this season. And they call him, I guess, in the next category, Kawhi Light. And look, their careers have had some elements of, I guess, something you can relate to, essentially. They're very similar in many ways. Obviously, they're both forwards. One's called the Claw, one's called the Paw. Patrick Williams was basically considered to be the next Kawhi or the next Jimmy Butler type player when he was selected in the NBA draft. And Kawhi also did struggle in his first 4 seasons of his career before he turned into a superstar level player. So again, there are some similarities there. There is some hope there that Patrick Williams can become that next Kawhi Leonard type of guy. But at the same time, not every person is the same. Not every story is going to lead to the same ending. So as much as we could call him Kawhi Light, as much as he has the capabilities, again, all of the attributes to become the next Kawhi Leonard, including the mid-range game, all of it. He has the potential to be the next Kawhi Leonard. Does not mean that's the outcome that's going to happen for him. We've got to be very careful when we try to compare different players. Yes, he has the attributes, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's what he will become. We've got to be very careful of that. But fingers crossed, in a couple seasons' time, he will become his own version. He will become the one and only Patrick Williams that people will start comparing themselves to him in many ways, of being that type of player. But will that be next season? Again, I think there's a lot left to be desired there. So this is just the type of things that they kind of mentioned in this, I guess, in this article. By no means am I trying to tear this article down. Again, I'll have to reiterate, if you believe Patrick Williams can get all-star consideration, this article doesn't necessarily think that he's going to be an all-star. It's the fact that he will get some consideration. He will be in the conversation. That's more about what it's about this entire article, is that there's consideration for Patrick Williams more than the fact that he will be an all-star. But I guess I'll ask you another question as well before I head off in this video. I want you to go look at last year's all-star level, I guess, players. Go look at the all-star team last season and then compare to yourself, what do you think Patrick Williams can do to get into that team? And what will it take for Patrick Williams to get into that team? Because there is a bunch of amazing players in that all-star team. All of them deserve to be there. And some of them that didn't make it feel hard done by, feel snubbed. That happens every season. For Patrick Williams to get to consideration, you have to look at those players and think to yourself, Patrick Williams is better than those guys. Some of them, maybe Patrick Williams will be, or has the potential to be better than those guys, but is he better than those guys right now? That is a question I'll leave for you guys. And hopefully next season, he'll have an amazing season. That's all we want. Everybody wants Patrick Williams to have an amazing season, because we all believe if you find another superstar in this team, within the team, if you find a superstar in Patrick Williams, if you find a superstar in Kobe White, if you find a superstar in Ayo, in Julian Phillips, in Dalen Terry, whoever it may be, if you find another superstar within this team, we are contenders. People really believe that. If you could find one more superstar to bring to the table, maybe that is Patrick Williams. Maybe that is this season. I just have my doubts, and I feel like I needed to stress those doubts in this video. What do you guys think? Do you believe Patrick Williams can get all-star consideration in this upcoming season, or do you believe it's a little bit too soon and this team is not necessarily formed to the point where Patrick Williams will get the most success out of his career? Maybe it will take more time. Players will have to leave, new players will have to come in for Patrick Williams to get that recognition. Maybe that will be the case. We'll have to wait and see in its entirety. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video at any point, feel free to drop a follow and or subscribe. I know this was a little bit of a negative type video, but not everything about the Bulls is a positive sight to see. Not everything about the Bulls has to be, yes, I believe they could do it. Yes, I believe they could do it. Sometimes you have to have your reservations and doubts, and sometimes that has to be expressed. So again, what do you guys think? And I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.